I have Jamie give you a nice tour. Jamie, what did you show?
I show a lot of stuff I'm not supposed to show.
Really? Did you show all the breeding area?
Some.
A lot of CPAP. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Well, actually, good afternoon. Today's topic is the latest slipper of Vietnam, and I'm going to congratulate everybody because this is the perfect time for this species. I want to start with the first one that everybody familiar with of the species from Vietnam is Paphiopedilums Delta Nadia right here, this one here. And there's a nice story on the Paphiopedilums Delta Nadia. Many years ago, I think it was back in the 80s, it will cost you like a small plant like this, the blooming size, in the about almost $100 for the Delta Nadia. The reason being, the Delta Nadia was believed was distinct in the wild. So before the 90s, the only Delta Nadia in exist is all the Selfin from France. There was a botanist that discovered the Delta Nadia from Vietnam. So they take the Delta Nadia to Europe, and that for almost 100 years, that Delta Nadia has been the Selfin and the Selfin and the Selfin. So the Delta Nadia at that time is very, very slow grower because genetically they are become very weak. And generally speaking, only one flower, and the flower spike will only about this tall only. Now, because after the World War II, after the Vietnam, this been was rediscovered on the Delta Nadia by the Russian botanists. They, for all this almost 100 years, without Delta Nadia alba is thing, it was actually put on a pendant one for the society. So this is what we have right now. So all the Delta Nadia that at least I sell, we trying to avoid any of the breeding line from the old tire Selfin and the Selfin from the original plant almost 100 years ago. So the Delta Nadia we have today, look at this, very vigorous. They always capable of 2 flowers per spray, and not only they're very vigorous, they have beautiful foliage, and they also very fragrant. Delta Nadia is not a very strong fragrance like Catalea, and so this is why I started to collect the Delta Nadia, because I just love the foliage. And not only that, I grow Delta Nadia. I can grow in same environment, same greenhouse, along with my Phalaenopsis. So this is, if you can grow Phalaenopsis, you can grow Paphiopedilums Delta Nadia. It's actually even easier. And Delta Nadia like to grow in the orchid bark. So I usually use the fine orchid bark that we also sell here. I will show you later. And I will turn this one around. So they always flower on the new shoot. So this is from last year. So once the flower finish, you can cut the spike off. So this one here, I'm gonna cut even more because I see some old stem. Okay, so and now you notice that I do not want to grow them too deep. You do not want to put the polymedia. You always want to leave about 1 inch below the edge of the pot, so that way the pot, the crown or the center have a chance to dry out. Very rarely Delta Nadia will have got crown rot. Very rarely, but it can happen. But because we use, for those of you who are new with the program, at my nursery we always use 5 cents, a teaspoon per gallon of water, once a month as a preventative program. So with that program, I don't spray fungicide. So hardcore fungicide, and 5 cent solution is safe to use on orchid and biodegradable in 24 hours, so it's gone. So it's very safe to use at home. And so this plant, for example, they can be here after they repotted. The nice about Delta Nadia, I can repot it almost any time of the year, and they don't have a set season. So this plant, for example, was like this 6 months ago when they finished flower. So when they are shoot like this is the first stage to repot them. And I will show you how to repot this type later on. So they always flower from the new grow, and you want to leave enough space here for about a good 2 years of growth. Okay, and on the Paphiopedilum, on the mature plant like this, I like to grow it in the taller pot. You notice they here tall, because by physics taller actually drain much better for them, and they can use the extra space for all the root area. So this is the story on Delta Nadia alba. How are we doing so far? Anybody from these can grow easily in, they don't as a house plant indoor, and if you're in Florida, South Florida, you can grow this outdoor along all with your Phalaenopsis. And then if you have a freeze, for example, don't worry about taking them in the house. They can actually they can take a little bit colder temperature below 50 for about for about 5-7 days. No problem. They can take some cold, because where they come from in Vietnam is actually border between. There are some Vietnam, the Delta Nadia actually on the northern Vietnam, so it can take cooler temperature. And so that is the story from the Delta Nadia. Now, then I want to put you this one here. I don't have anything in flower because this is another species coming. The really make the history is the Delta Nadia Vietnamese. So you can actually check out the photograph. There's a teaser photograph. Vietnamese is huge. It's about like this. And what about it was on the very appendant one before, but these are all from seed. You never want to buy the jungle plant, but there is Delta Nadia Vietnamese is to die for, just grow for the foliage alone. You notice the leaf is very different. The marking is very different than the Delta Nadia. Okay, and Amazoniae have a light fragrance, and when you, and this is near mature side. So the Delta Nadia, I mean, Amazonia is if you're familiar with Paphiopedilum Bolaturum, it's very similar to Bolaturum, very wide, very narrow, and out of the Delta Nadia Vietnamese, they make actually a hybrid with Delta Nadia with Vietnamese, and they actually register as a Ho Chi Minh. Not a very pretty name. But this is the foliage from the Ho Chi Minh. Okay, so you see all this marble is actually from the Vietnamese. Okay, versus the Delta Nadia. So you have Delta Nadia crossed with Vietnamese, go you Ho Chi Minh. And Ho Chi Minh is, I think this is everybody should, if you like primary hybrid, it's a marvelous primary hybrid. It's really got the best of the two species parent. And again, look at this. This is using the new Delta Nadia species. Ho Chi Minh on a good hybrid. We have a very good strand. This is the Delta Nadia is Mr. Gang. This is what we have. And the pollen parent Vietnamese is a pollen share by one of our friends from Japan. I think at one point there were thousands and thousands of Vietnamese went to Japan first. So actually the Japanese actually had the best strand of the Vietnamese. So I was happy to get the pollen and share. And sure enough, look at this. You rarely see a Ho Chi Minh had 2 flowers on them, but they are. So this is why the Delta Nadia is so important for these Vietnamese hybrid. It's so easy, and the leaf is very attractive. They are on the compared to some of the multi type, colossum and type. They are slower grower, but it's worth the wait. Vietnamese like this size, you never buy the Vietnamese smaller than this size. This is what we call the near mature size, and Vietnamese at this size is about almost 3 years old. Once we let the professional grower let us worry about it, we usually by the time we get to this size from the flowers, we lost about 20%. Because from the genetic, the weaker one, it will be gone. And by the time we get to this size, it's easier for you to go on. And so the next exciting on the Delta Nadia is the discovery. I like to call it the vinicolor. Okay, it's actually the correct name is called the variety Duncan variety. Now this is very interesting. I like to call it vinicolor. It's almost remind you of the vinicolor multi type. Now the Duncan or the vinicolor strain is actually smaller, and if you can see the leaf is very beautiful. That the dark edges, and the pouch, it had that what I call the burgundy lip, and by genetic, the plant, the species is about half of the size as a regular Delta Nadia. So this is quite improve. Now we've been doing a very good job of sibling. So it used to be quite rare, but this is what exciting. This is very exciting time for many of you to get into growing in the Vietnamese Paphiopedilum species, because it's very affordable, and the breeding is tremendous. Look at this. This is the size we sell. So this is about 3.5 years old, blooming size, and they will flower in just 2.5-inch pot. And look at the leaf on them. Okay, so this is actually, if you, for those of you have like the variegated leaf, you have variegated Cattleya, variegated Phalaenopsis, this is a nice, look at all the flower spike. And then after this, then we have the Alba strain of the Delta Nadia. Okay, all right. Now the Delta Nadia Alba strain, I think I did a show and tell before, but the Alba one is tremendous. Look at this. The one that flower in the winter time, earlier when it's less light, you should give it 1 flower. But as the weather warm up, day length is longer. It's not uncommon to have 2 flowers, or sometimes I think Sunny got one even had 3 spikes on them. And the feel for the foliage on the Delta Nadia Alba is very pretty, charming. So you can tell they don't have any pigmentation because there's Alba. Okay, but the marking on the Alba on the regular pink one versus the Duncan variety is very different, and also very different than the Vietnamese too. So this is another. So this is the 3 major species of the Vietnamese Paphiopedilum. So then after that, there's a lot of what we call primary hybrid. So this one here is Linnet Cooperwood, and this is Delta Nadia crossed with Melanoponensis. I'm going to do a repotting. Okay, this is the Delta Nadia with Melanoponensis. Another Melanoponensis is a Chinese species that can take the call. Okay, so this is the perfect stage for us to repot, and I can repot. I would this is a perfect example. I want to repot them because the media is kind of old, and this is about 3 inch. Okay, and then the new root is going to form pretty soon. So, and then you also have the what we call the Vanda pyramid, and Vanda pyramid. This is Delta Nadia crossed with Boloculum, another warm grower. So this is Vanda pyramid. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put this up here so people can easily read it. So this is Vanda pyramid. Okay, we also have this online. Vanda pyramid, because with biological from Thailand, they usually flower about Mother's Day or June. So this is the summer bloomer. The species for Nadia and Vietnamese, that generally speaking, they are all spring bloomer. So by crossing with the biological in the summer bloomer, then the Vanda pyramid will pick up about at the Mother's Day. Okay, and here is the mini color for you. Okay, and then I want to show you the Ho Chi Minh. This is the color. This is the Ho Chi Minh flower. Okay, so the Ho Chi Minh is the one that we Nadia and Vietnamese. Okay, so this is the number for them, and we know this is the stem. Very beautiful. I don't. If you are orchid judges, in judging, the flower stem is 5 points. So this is what I would give it exact maximum of 5 points. It's very self-supporting and straight as arrow. Okay, look at all this hair. The hair by design is easy for ant to go up and trying to pollinate the flower. So this is by design. It's very pretty. There's lots of detail. Can you focus on all the hair here? So this is Ho Chi Minh. Okay, so like I say, I go in side by side with Phalaenopsis, and since these are in all the orchid bark mix, the lady separate the root system do not like to dry out. So and they don't have the suitable, and if you feel the skin, the leaf, they are even thinner than Phalaenopsis or some other species Coniferae. So a lot of time when they're in the bark, if you're in doubt, if you had to go away for the weekend, go ahead and water them, because if you forgot to water and if they dry out, you're going to get a lot of the bottom leaf are going to fall off. Okay, this is okay. And then I feed them just like with everything else. We feed them with our fertilizer every other week, a teaspoon per gallon of water, and then everything got sprayed. We make it dry every twice a week. So 1 week water, and then once a month. Especially with the bark, once a month, everything got water, nothing but water. You can be the same way that you do the mega dry or fertilizer, but you can always water the day before or the morning, and water them. If you have water issue that we have here in California, in the summertime our water EC is very salty, so I do what I call the double water, because Paphiopedilum is very especially the species, they're not very forgiving on the salt in the water. So that's why in California, in summertime when we had to import a lot of water from Colorado, by the time they come all the way through Arizona and come to Southern California, they pick up a lot of the salt, and high pH. So I always do two water them first, 5 minutes later, and water again, 2 water system. And other than that, just put in with the Phalaenopsis. They like partial shade. They like high humidity. I try to keep it only about 55%. If your humidity is very high, you can have, especially on a white flower, you can have botrytis problem also. Other than that, keep it simple. Know what they like. They like warm, but they can sustain. Maybe less 4 for 5 days of below 50 degrees, but keep it on the dry side. Our sales area, that Jamie I think showed you earlier, our sales area do not heat them that much, so we only keep about 55 or 50 at night. Even the Phalaenopsis was in there. Valentina, Coniferae, they're okay in there. So but we keep it very on the dry side. We do not water every other day, like you would in the summertime. Okay, how are we doing? So I'm gonna show.
What do they like to be repotted in? Bark and what else? What is the mix?
This is my next step. The mix is okay for the convenience. this is the number I show you. We have a pre-mix of here is our fine mix. And I was talking to Jeff earlier. I'm actually ready to launch another media specific for the terrestrial and the Paphiopedilum. But for the meantime, that just is use the Norman's fine mix. And okay, this is the preview of what's going to be launched for the in about 2 weeks. Many of you remember the Aussie Gold mix, very popular in the about 10, 15 years ago. Aussie Gold was a very special promise from Australia. But when I was in Japan back in 2015, and I noticed that a lot of the Neo-Phoenicia grower or the Japanese or Chinese Cymbidium, the Gulf grower, they were using this kind of very cute little white rock. Okay, and it's a rock. I'm gonna show you here. They can be gray. They can be white. Okay, what's interesting enough is it is even I feel it's better. They told me it's better than the Aussie Gold, the Australian Palmas. It is so light. Can you take a look here? It's a rock, but it's a promise rock. It's a lot of pores, and you put it in there, they're not going to sink. Look at it; they all fall on the top of the water. They're not going to sink. They're not really rock, but this is so nice in a way that is easy to rinse off, to detach. So then we also added our activated bamboo charcoal. Okay, and then this is our really premium Douglas Oregon Douglas fir bark, and then we mix it up, and then we pasteurize. Everything's got rinsed off with 5 cents. And then we will. I've been using this I've been testing this for about almost 2 years now. So this is the new mix we're going to launch this summer for the Paphiopedilum, and very good for terrestrial, for the jewel orchid too. Okay, so but right now, if you have my fine mix, will be okay. Okay, so what I usually like to do is I like to make up 2 solutions. Okay, 5 cent solution and mega twice solution. Okay, I'm going to do Vanda pyramid. Okay, this is a perfect example. The root have been exposed. Okay, because the bottom leaf, and they become too dry. Okay, let's do the trash. How are we doing? Okay, you see here, there's not much root here. Okay, so but root is okay. Okay, so what I usually like to do is rinse off. Given usually it's bigger, and this is in the 5 cent solution, and then this is what disinfects the and then rinse off all anything that is rotted. We do you see here, this is the black, they're not live. Trim them off. We do a root pruning. Okay, and then this is the 5 cent solution. 5 cent solution. This is a few times I like. You can spray them later, but I like to submerge the 5 cent, not the 5 cent, but mega dry in there. Okay, you can do that on 1 day of repotting. Okay, because by being this rinse off in 5 cent solution first, I can disinfect the plant. Okay, and then make sure you do all the healthy one at once, so they do not contaminate. And if you do have a lot of repotting, make sure you make every 5 plant or 10 plant a fresh solution of it. So this is the mega dry. Then okay, so this is too big because it gauged by the volume of the good root that you have. So this is definitely too big. This is too big. Well, this is okay, but I like to use some of the clear, but I want to see them because some of the clear, I like this clear. We sell them too. You see this, the shape here? This will help the drainage down here, and also very good for moss too. Can you get down here? So all you have to do is just centralize the plant, and this is the edge. This is the line. I don't want to put it too high, so give enough space for you water. Then the water can go down. But the root system, you want to spread them out. You don't want to tighten them up. Okay, make sure let them nice and open. I usually start out with a bed. Okay. And I actually pre-moist the bark yesterday. So these are the pre-mix. You tape it, okay? Then I use two finger. I don't press in the center. You're gonna press all the root. You might damage the root tip. You do it here. 1, 2, and 3, and voila. If you pour it like this, that's not enough. So go back. Put this on outside. You should be able to hold it from the center and without pouring off. Sometimes I will use a different potting tool. Notice all the pressure is on the side of the pot, not in the center. You never push it in the center. You always push on the side. Okay, still not working. That means you need to go deeper. And I put the excess. Okay, so now you notice I have still this space here, so you don't, that way the leaf, the media, they're not covered inside, so that way they do not get all this area got to dry out. Okay, voila. And I should put your label here. This is Venda pyramid. Okay, and then this one here is Nene Cupidwood. Okay, now they just down flower, and this is going to give me the new spike for this coming May. Okay, a lot of time, look at this, look at the root system. It's beautiful. A lot of time, you want to make sure you take out all this moss. The moss, because of high humidity, the moss is not good. You don't want to take the moss. The moss is actually going to suffocate. Let the oxygen go down to the pollen media. So want to make sure that remove all the moss. And this, look at the system. This is very, very healthy. Right here, they're beautiful. This is a good mega dry. And then 5 cents. Okay. The leaf is still good. Okay. And I do not need any root pruning. This is the perfect timing to repot. And then the 5 cent, the Megathorite. Okay. This is, can you take a shot of this root hair? This is what I mean about Paphiopedilum, especially the tropical type. They have hair. You never let them dry out. This is why Lady Zipper, if somebody gonna sell to you, if you buy it on eBay or whatever, they can sell ship orchid Paphiopedilum by you by bare rooted. Do not take it, okay? Because they stop. Some seller might thought maybe they try to save shipping charge by selling you bare rooted. Even if there's a packet with a moth, it's been disrupted. Okay, never receive any Paphiopedilum by bare rooted. Okay, and that's why, because once the root hair is dry out, it's very, very hard to get back. And that once they dry out, it's pretty much dead. Another solution is maybe soaking in Megathorite. But this is what a Megathorite does for the roots of the Paphiopedilum. Okay, so now this one here is a perfect candidate for a bigger partner. It did not have any excess. Oh, fall off. It's okay. Okay, then again, this is the old one. The old spike, once they flower, they're never gonna flower. So I'm not gonna push. I'm not gonna put in the middle. I'm gonna put some on the side. So the 1/3 here, that give two years of space for development. And this is all new pot or being washed. This is new. Make it secure. Then I come back here. This is the back. This is the back. I want to make sure the leaf is not doesn't get barrel. This is the back side. Just tap. So by tapping, I just don't. Then you go back here to the pressure. Once you put them in. Okay, the reason I do the pre-moist. Okay, now I'm gonna put excess water, excess part out of here. That I want to give them the 1 inch of space for water, and then make sure the label. Go back here. The reason you want to use the pre-moist bark. Okay, sometimes the bark when we send it to you might be dry. The day before, 24 hours. You can water them, wet them down again with 5 cent solution. So let them dry out. Once the is moist like this, a lot of people make a mistake is to water them right away. Don't do it, because a lot of time they have that. I have a couple of major root break earlier, so they have a wound area. So you do not want to add any water in there. Okay, if you have to, you can do 5 cent, but this is actually been 5 cent already. So just leave it as it and put it in what we call the nursery. Then leave it alone without any water them down, because down there is pre-moist. That gives the time for the root area to heal. And when they were in the nursery, you can actually spray with Megathorite on the foliage. Okay, so a regular recommended ratio. If you are at the rural dry area of Arizona, the room might go below 50, or like Dr. Chang would be a Reno, really dry. You might want to spray several times a day, or as an emergency, you can actually put it in the plastic bag. Put it in the plastic bag, seal them up, air them out couple times a day. Just don't water them, and that actually create a nice greenhouse for them. And after 7 days, go back to the regular area, and because the root is nice and firm, you can resume the water. So that's it for the Paphiopedilum, the Delta Nadia type. This is the tropical type. Very similar to Nadia type. They can repot any time of the year, unlike Cattleya or Phalaenopsis, the novelty type. they're very picky. Lady zipper or Paphiopedilum is a field orchid that you can repot any time of the year. They're not daylight sensitive, and so that's it. Keep it simple. Remember, they do not like to dry out, and very good, very picky on a little bit picky on the water quality. So if you have water quality is an issue, just do a double water, okay? And a plant like this, okay, it will good for 2 years of growth. And other than that, that's it. That will complete today's podcast. Do I do the tip of the week? Okay. Woohoo. Okay. No, I haven't do the show and tell yet. Okay, the tip of the week. This is the show off. Is the how to grow. Well, actually, tip. Unfortunately, I was sold out of this item right now, but this is just give you an example. Many people say, what's the brewery Mega Dry? And Norman is okay, full and Mega Dry does. Okay. This is La Passion Tokushima, and we have hybrid of this. Okay. This is a clone from Japan. Many of you, can we show a picture here? If you are a beginner, this is the package that you should get if you never have my program. Okay, there's the food, the micronutrient, and the mega dry and the moss. A good carrier like this, 1, 2, 3. This is actually been using a combination of, usually that when we say carrier on Mega Drive, we use it about every other week. But I have people ask me, what about, can I use more than twice a week? Yes, you can. For the carrier grower, if you really want to do this show quality, this is what I do. A little experiment we did with Mega Drive. We do this at the grow process. I'm gonna shoot like this. Yes, and then you can spread it at 3 ounces per gallon, like the regular ratio, and you can do it every week when the shoot are developing. And this is the result. I personally was shocked because we never really try to do this every week, but I have grown this plant, this clone, for about over 12 years. This is the clone from Tokushima, so I'm very familiar with this clone. I had never seen usually about 6 flowers to 8 flowers, but I had never seen the flower stem to be so erect. Look at this flower stem. It's so strong. Even you don't even spike them. Okay, so yes, for a lot of the multi-floral carrier, or if you are a carrier grower and you have got plenty of light, for example, Florida, Texas, perfect. You got to have plenty of light. Then you can do it. If you, I know the next year or this coming fall, we're gonna have a lot of the show season. We might have a show coming back. Everybody's getting ready for the Santa Barbara show in next spring. This is the time to start grooming your plant. And if you have a big carrier, you can actually spread them once a week. Only when they have a new shoot come out, and this is the end result. Okay, so this is the answer for you. Yes, you can do Mega Dry once a week at their growth season, and this is the result for your flower count. Okay, so here we go. So this is the tip of the week. So go for it. If you are a grow plant for judging, for competition for at the Orchid Society for the ribbon, This is the always get you the cultural award or of ribbon. Okay, so I thank you for today's segment, and I will see you next.